Hello, welcome to Liz Rocks and Stuff. I'm Liz. Time to see what's in my tumbler. We're going to start off with the amber. We got to have a talk about this amber. So, this batch was tumbled for 2 weeks with just 2 tablespoons of grit. And it did not break down the grit at all. There was still a lot of it that was not used at all. So what I did, because I'm tired of this and I'm ready to be done, I broke all my big pieces of amber. So you notice that there were no big pieces of amber in that colander when I poured it in. It's because I took a hammer to them and I smashed them all up. So what I'm going to do is tumble these as they are. I did put like a little bit of grit, just 2 tablespoons in there to help round out the pieces that I just broke. And then I'm just going to move these right on through to stage 4 and see what they look like. So I am not looking forward to picking all of the media out, but that is what I'm going to have to do. So what you just saw there, I have seen a lot of people start recommending putting borax in all of your cycles to help keep the slurry thick. So that's what I'm trying this week. I'm trying a few new things this week. I found a piece of amber that tried to escape, so I put that back in there and then seal these up. These are gonna go in stage 1 for a week, and then they're gonna go to stage 2, 3, and 4. So these will be done shortly. I'm very excited. All right, Beryl and Polly. So the other thing I tried this week was bringing all of my things out individually instead of bringing all of my barrels out at once and then dumping them all out just to try and see if they really were settling. This one had some stuff in the bottom. I think it's because I just have that giant rock in there. We've seen I've tumbled some pretty large rocks that I shouldn't tumbled before. But anyway, so it was still broken down. It was just a little bit of slurry in the bottom. So I'm sorting through my rocks here. This took a really long time. I think I cut this down to like 30 seconds, but it really took me a lot longer than that. So most of the polychrome jasper is done. Some of the Beryl is done. So I have the cup is stuff that's ready for stage 2, and then the Beryl is stuff that's still going for stage 3. And I know that this is really off screen, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna do better in the future. I'm just not good at framing my shots yet. So I'm sorting through all the little chips and stuff here, and then I found that I did actually have enough to do a stage 2 barrel of the Beryl and Polly. So what I'm going to do here is painstakingly put chips into that barrel and then immediately dump them right back into the colander. You know, efficiency. It's my thing. So then I'm going to put what's in that stage 2 cup into the barrel, and those are going to go into stage 2. But first I am going to actually put them through a cleaning cycle. I don't usually do a cleaning cycle between 1 and 2, but these rocks, some of them have been sitting in water for a couple of weeks and they just seem kind of gross. So I'm going to put them into a cleaning cycle. I just put 1 tablespoon in there. I think I'm going to do more in the future for my cleaning cycles. I'm trying to be more consistent with what I do instead of just whatever I feel like doing at the time. Yeah, so Beryl and Polly, this is going to be a soap cycle, and then it took a few hours, but it's going to take 2 seconds for you guys. And here it is coming out of the soap cycle. That water is dirty. So I am very glad that I decided to do a soap cycle on this, because man, did it need it. All right, so get these all rinsed off, get the barrels, everything cleaned out, and then just dump everything into that barrel. And I did check just real quick, make sure, just, you know, make sure it's all rounded over. Just picked up 1 piece. That's thorough, right? Apparently I'm feeling sarcastic this morning. And all right, so put everything in there. And again, like I said, I'm trying this thing where I put borax in my every cycle and not just in between cleaning cycles. So that's a tablespoon of borax, and then I put 6 tablespoons of stage 2 in here. I actually then went and looked at the recommendations, and it only recommends 4. Stage 1 and 2 is recommended 4 tablespoons, not 6. 3 and 4 is recommended 6 tablespoons, but not 1 and 2. So in the future, going forward, I will be remedying that and not going through my grit quite so fast, I hope. All right, so this is Beryl and Polly going into stage 2. All right, Catdog, also currently in stage 1. So this is my Cheetah Jasper and Labradorite. Again, it's looking pretty good, pretty decent. My hose was kind of between settings and wasn't spraying right, so I fixed that and put it on jet, apparently. All right, so there is some polychrome in here from last week, so as I'm coming through, if it's not ready to move forward into stage 2, I put it off with the other stage 1 rocks from the Beryl and Polly. So most of the polychrome is going back in with the Beryl and Polly batch, and not with the Catdog batch. So this one, I did not quite have enough to start a stage 2 barrel for this. I thought that I might, but I didn't. It's not quite there yet. So I need a few more, hopefully, of the Cheetah Jasper, because none of the Cheetah Jasper really is ready to move forward. The Labradorite's doing great, but the Cheetah Jasper is being very stubborn. So I did need some more filler in this barrel. It wasn't quite full enough. So this is me putting in some of the fire quartz that I have. So I have a pound of this that I'm using just to fill up this barrel. And I didn't put all of my fire quartz in here, so I do have some more left over, but I'm curious to see what this looks like when it's tumbled, because it's interesting. It's not quite, it's got some oranginess to it, but it's not like super orange or super red. All right, so that's some borax, and then again with the stage 1 grit. Like I said, I'm putting 6 in. I should only be putting 4 in. That's going to save me a lot of money on grit. Put the water. This is going to go back into stage 1 for another week. I'm hoping next week that I'll have some rocks that are ready to move into stage 2 for this, or at least enough. So there's no more poly in here, but it is now Catdog on fire. Going into stage 1 for a week. And my final barrel is the Moonstone and Tiger's Eye in stage 1. I just put the Tiger's Eye in there last week, which is why that looks really brown. I found that Tiger's Eye tends to just make your slurries brown, which makes sense. It's a brown rock. So most of the Tiger's Eye was not ready to move on. I think I had one piece of the Tiger's Eye that was ready, but that's not surprising because it just started tumbling last week. But most of the Moonstone is ready. So I ended up putting starting a stage 2 barrel with this as well. So I'm going to have, again, what I'm putting into the cup is what's ready for stage 2. What's going into the barrel is what needs more time in stage 1. By the time I got through sorting all of this, and again, I will frame my shots better in the future. I don't know why. I'm just terrible at this. So I ended up having enough to start a stage 2 barrel, mostly. So I got all of that sorted through, and then I'm going to, again, put the stage 1 barrel back into the colander just for safekeeping. I'm going to see how much I have for stage 2. That is mostly full. But there is some more room in there, but I do have a cup that has stage 2 ready rocks in it that are of a similar hardness. This is me looking at what I have behind the off camera that I can put in here. So these are, I believe, the stage 2 ready rocks from Beryl and Polly, maybe. But I'm pulling out anything that's not. No, this is the Catdog, the stuff that's ready from Catdog. And I'm not pulling out the labradorite or the cheetah jasper, because remember I have cushioning rocks that I put in there. So what I'm doing is I'm going through this cup and pulling out anything that is not cheetah jasper or labradorite, and I'm putting them in this barrel to move on to stage 2. And then I'm going to do, I really should have sped through this. I don't know why I'm letting it just sit here for so long. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling out anything that I want to move on to stage 2 that's not part of the actual Catdog batch. This is the extra cushioning and stuff that's ready to move on. So I'm going to pour out some of that water because there's too much in there. And then I'm going to run a soap cycle like I always, well, not always do. I don't generally do soap cycles between 1 and 2, but these rocks seem just to be pretty dirty. So made that call, put in 1 tablespoon of borax. Again, I think I should put more borax in between when I'm doing cleaning cycles, probably closer to 2 or 3. But for my regular tumbling cycles, I'll just put in 1 just to help thicken the slurry, is what I'm being told. So this is no longer Moonstone and Tiger's Eye because there's like 1 piece of Tiger's Eye in here. But it is Tiger's Eye stage 1 soap cycle, and then now we're going to move into putting it into the stage 2 after I put these rocks. These are still stage 1 rocks. They need more time. So those are going to go in water into storage. So this is after being cleaned, and again, that water is dirty. So I'm glad that I did a stage 1 cleaning cycle. I think I'm just going to start doing that from now on. Is anytime I'm changing grits, I'll do it. Like I said, in the past I haven't done it between 1 and 2. But I think I'm going to do that from now on. So that rock had a little bit of a chip out of it. Not really a chip, but a divot in it that I kind of considered putting it back into stage 1, but I don't like my rocks to be perfect. So we're just going to move it on. Put in my water, put in my stage 2 grit. So this is the 1 tablespoon of borax. And then again, I put in 6 tablespoons of stage 2 when I should only be doing 4, which will actually probably help with that sludginess on the bottom that I've been getting if I just put in less grit, because I've been putting in too much. Not that it's a bad thing necessarily, but it's just kind of wasteful. But yeah, so Moonstone primarily. I think there's 1 piece of Tiger's Eye and a bunch of random stuff in there. That's going to go into stage 2 for a week. So next week we've got Moonstone and Beryl and Polly in stage 2, and everything else still in stage 1. Amber's going to be moving on. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.